women are the vulnerable sex. So while women hate to be called the weaker sex, biologically speaking, women are the evolutionary nature, or God has made women the more vulnerable sex. The realities of our ancestral past dictated that women and their offspring were dependent on men for protection from a chaotic and dangerous world. That need for security is something women still innately seek today. Why? Okay, here we go. Very simple answer. Why? Because human babies have huge heads. And this will answer every single question you've asked me just a minute ago. Eggs are expensive and sperm is cheap. If you have even a marginal interest in intersexual dynamics, no doubt you've heard this somewhere. Even if you haven't, if you're a new religious reader, or you have some learned or instinctual grasp of men's duty for sacrifice. Particularly tradcons want men to be men and long for the golden era of traditional gender roles. But how do we get to those roles in the first place? Well, a lot of guys in the new order, in the 21st century, question men's obligation for self-sacrifice. In a social context, evolution has designated men as the disposable sex, the sacrificial sex, especially if that disposability leads to promulgating the human species. Nature, it seems, takes far more risks with males of virtually every species in myriad ways. But why are eggs expensive and sperm is cheap? Beyond the obvious answer, one egg cell versus millions of sperm cells, the answer is simple. Human babies have giant heads. So it goes something like this. Human beings survive by being smart. Okay, we don't have claws, we don't have teeth, we don't have antlers, we don't have like natural weapons, but our natural weapon is right here. Okay, to make a smart brain, you need lots of neurons. To make a lot of neurons, you need to start early in the gestation process, which means human babies are going to have giant heads, but you need to get those babies out of their mothers. So their mothers need inefficiently wide hips, sophisticated brain incubators, and a whole bunch of other expensive reproductive system modifications. Thus, human females are vulnerable and physically helpless compared to the majority of males. You also have to deliver those babies early while the heads are still small enough to fit through those widened hips. As such, every human baby is essentially born premature and requires a comparatively long time to reach self-sufficiency. For comparison, infant horses can run a few hours after being born. Okay? In our ancestral past, a human female was vulnerable, inefficient, a weaker physical specimen who, for much of her life, is carrying around one or more weak and delicate offspring. Neither can run, fight, or hunt. And hunt, let's highlight that. Neither can run, fight, or hunt. We're going to talk about hunting here in just a moment. Unlike females of other species, human females were constantly dependent on the males to protect, feed, and care for them. Thus, the provisioning security side of hypergamy became a very important priority. Last